Hi, these comments are for FZ. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com, and I'm listening to a speaking practice test. I think this is a integrated speaking that you sent me yesterday, and I'm getting ready to listen to your practice test right now. So here we
The
go.
university is planning to assign roommates of first year based on their similar interest, as it will improve the experience of first year students and will also decrease the work for the house officer because less student will ask to switch in the middle of a school year. Right off the bat, the woman disagrees with the reasons stated by the university because, in her opinion, it is not necessary to have a roommate with similar interests. Like her roommate is interested in sports, but she is not an athlete person, but still they are good friends. In She feels that there are other reasons for students to move, like they have different schedule or they find they want to live in a different location, but having a same interest is not the only reason. So clearly, the woman thinks the university plan is a huge mistake.
Okay, so I'm thinking at least, I'm going to say at least 23 to 24 points out of 30 on this, right? So let's listen to it one more time. So my first impression is with your tone and your pacing. So when you're speaking, hi, my name is Michael. How are you doing today? You're keeping kind of a monotone there. You're not varying your tone that much. The other problem is maybe you're not having quite long enough pause from one sentence to the next, right? So you can probably do a little bit better in
The
those two
university is
areas.
planning to assign roommates of first year based on their similar interest, as it will improve the experience of first year students and will also decrease the work for the house.
Yeah, but what if you put an introduction in there that can frame not just the campus announcement, but what the woman's opinion is or the man's opinion is in the listening passage? So if you have an intro like this, you might say the reading passage includes an announcement about a new policy involving roommates, and in the listening passage, a student reacts to this new notice. So then you kind of connect the two sources together before you move to the information in the
Officer
announcement.
because less student will ask to switch in the middle of a school year. Right off the bat, the woman does.
No, because some students may ask to switch in the middle of the school year, then say in the conversation the student reacts to the new notice. In fact, the woman immediately, instead of right off the bat, I would say immediately there, right off the bat is probably too informal for this kind of speaking task.
Agrees with the reasons stated by the university because, in her opinion, it is not necessary to have a roommate with similar interests. Like her
So you can just say the woman believes it's not necessary to have a roommate with similar interests. And then say, have a pause and say, to illustrate, the woman explains, or the woman gives an example to show, blah, blah, blah.
roommate is interested in sports, but she is not an athlete person, but still they are good friends. In She feels that there are
You can say, well, the woman explains that she had a roommate who did not have similar interests as she had. However, even though they were different, they were still able to become good friends.
other reasons for students to move, like they have different schedule or they find they want to live in a different location, but having a same interest is not the only reason. So clearly, the woman thinks the university plan is a huge mistake.
Okay, so she disagrees with that notice. Okay, I'm going to go back to what I said a minute ago. I think probably some problems with delivery with both pacing and also intonation. I think you can improve in both of those areas. To help you with intonation, you can study pronunciation lessons 36 through 40, all of which deal with the tonal patterns of English. To help you with pacing, you can study pronunciation lessons 41 through 44. And I'm going to go back to my same score 30, 20. I'm going to say 23 to 24 points out of 30 on this practice test.